welcome to this deep dive, tailored just for you.
Oh, this will be good.
Ever wonder what a truly successful, globally minded business leader looks like today?
Well, we're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
We're taking a unique approach this time,
Okay.
using someone's public LinkedIn profile as our primary source.
Interesting.
Think of it as a window into the world of high-level business.
I like it.
Exactly. Today, we're diving into the profile of Mito Chishti,
Okay.
a self-proclaimed next-gen CMO/CEO. Now, for those not familiar, CMO stands for Chief Marketing Officer,
Right.
basically the head honcho of a company's marketing efforts.
Yeah.
And the next-gen part implies he's pushing boundaries,
Uh-huh.
redefining the role.
It certainly suggests someone who's forward-thinking
Right.
and innovative.
Yes. And you'll find Mito based in Dubai,
Oh, wow.
a global business hub, which further emphasizes that international scope.
Makes sense.
Right off the bat, his About section claims he delivers jaw-dropping 2x growth stories for companies.
Bold statement.
Bold statement.
But
before we jump to conclusions,
yeah.
let's see if the rest of the profile backs it up.
His education certainly lends some weight to those claims.
Okay?
A Stanford Graduate School of Business alum?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Not just for the knowledge gained,
Right.
but for the powerful network it provides.
Okay, so we've got location, a bold claim, and a prestigious education.
Uh-huh.
Let's dive into the nitty-gritty of Mito's actual work experience.
All right. Looking at his past roles, the companies are all over the map.
Oh,
Marketing, payments, even a dairy company.
hold on, Derry. That's
Yeah.
not exactly what you'd expect from a high-flying CMO.
It's an interesting twist, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's more. He even lists experience with a surfing company.
Right.
Focused on social good.
Wow.
The diversity of his work experience is quite striking.
It really makes you wonder, what skills allow someone to jump between industries like that?
Right.
Is it a mastery of core business principles that can be applied anywhere? Or is it something about Mito's personality, his ability to adapt and learn quickly?
Could be.
That's something for you, our listener, to consider as we go through this deep dive.
Okay.
What kind of transferable skills would allow you to be that versatile in your own career?
And it's not just his past roles.
Oh.
His project section lists a range of companies he's led or advised, from gaming to date fruit innovation. Seriously, date fruits.
Okay, now that's fascinating. It seems like Mito isn't afraid to dive into unconventional industries. What do you make of this from a business perspective?
Well, it could signal a few things. Perhaps he's drawn to opportunities where he can apply his expertise in unexpected ways, creating a unique niche for himself.
Interesting.
Or maybe it's a deliberate strategy to diversify his experience and broaden his network, making him even more adaptable in the long run.
And that brings us to the elephant in the room.
Oh, boy.
The part of any LinkedIn profile that can be both impressive and a tad overwhelming.
I know what you mean.
The certifications section, Mito has over 30 listed.
That's quite a collection.
They range from traditional marketing certifications to more cutting-edge areas like AI and blockchain.
Wow.
He even has a certification in Reiki healing.
That's a lot to unpack.
It is. I mean, it speaks to his commitment to lifelong learning.
Definitely.
But it also raises some questions.
Yeah.
In today's rapidly evolving business world, how does someone even keep up with that much learning?
That's a good question.
And how much depth can you really achieve with such a wide range?
Right.
Is it about breadth of knowledge or mastery of a few key areas?
Those are great questions, and honestly, there's no easy answer. It likely depends on the individual and their goals.
Right.
Some people thrive on absorbing a wide range of information, connecting the dots between seemingly disparate fields.
So for someone like Mito, maybe those seemingly random certifications are actually key to his success. Perhaps understanding Reiki principles gives him a unique perspective on leadership and team dynamics.
It's definitely possible. Remember, business isn't just about numbers and strategies. It's also about people.
Right.
And understanding human behavior, even through unconventional lenses, can be incredibly valuable for a leader.
This is where things get really interesting for me. This isn't just a list of achievements. It's like a puzzle.
I see that.
Each piece hinting at something deeper about Mito's approach to business and leadership.
Exactly. And we're just getting started.
Okay.
Next, let's delve into the organization section, where we might uncover even more clues about Mito's strategic networking and future ambitions. Mito's organization section is quite a spectacle. We're talking about memberships and everything from the obvious, the American Marketing Association, to incredibly niche groups like the Blockchain Council. And let's not forget the Space Railway Corporation. Seriously, what even is that?
A space elevator. That sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It's a real organization, albeit a forward-thinking one.
Wow.
They're working on developing a space elevator system for transporting cargo and people into space.
But it does make you think, what's the connection here?
Right.
Why would a marketing and business leader be involved with such a futuristic concept?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If we connect this back to his other affiliations, like the Blockchain Council, there seems to be a pattern emerging.
You're right. It's like he's positioning himself at the forefront of these emerging technologies, not just as an observer, but as an active participant.
Precisely. And that's a key insight for our listener.
Yes.
Understanding the power of strategic networking.
Okay.
It's not just about collecting connections.
Right.
It's about aligning yourself with organizations that resonate with your interests and ambitions.
So it's not just about who you know.
Right.
But about what those connections represent.
Exactly.
Mito's choices here suggest he's not just interested in the present, he's got his eye on the future.
And speaking of the future, let's shift our attention to Mito's contributions and liked posts. These sections often reveal a lot about someone's genuine interests and where they see the world heading.
His contributions are brief, but they touch on a variety of hot topics. Esports subscription models, even in-game advertising. All very relevant to a next-gen CMO, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And when we combine those contributions with his liked posts, a more comprehensive picture starts to emerge.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What kind of picture are we seeing? What's Mito really interested in?
There's a clear focus on the intersection of technology, sustainability, and global impact. He's actively engaging with discussions around blockchain, artificial intelligence, and even the metaverse.
Hold on, did we just add metaverse expert to Mito's already impressive list of skills?
It wouldn't surprise me. But remember, he's not just passively following these trends, he's actively contributing to the conversation. It suggests he's not just learning about these technologies, he's thinking about how they can be applied to solve real-world problems.
That's a huge takeaway for anyone looking to build a successful career. Not just in business, but in any field. Continuous learning is essential. But it's the application of that knowledge that truly sets someone apart.
And let's not forget that surfing company with the social mission we mentioned earlier, Mito Surf, if I recall correctly.
Yes. The one that uses surfing as a tool for social good and ocean conservation. That's not just a random side project, is it?
It points to a bigger theme in Mito's profile. The idea of purpose-driven leadership. He's not just focused on profits and growth. He's also demonstrating a commitment to using his skills and influence to make a positive impact.
You know, earlier we were wondering about the relevance of his Reiki certification. Maybe this is where it all ties together.
Interesting.
Could this focus on mindfulness and well-being be part of a broader approach to leadership?
Possibly.
One that prioritizes not just business outcomes, but also ethical considerations and the well-being of people and the planet.
That's a compelling argument. And frankly, it's refreshing to see a business leader who seems to embrace that holistic perspective.
It really challenges the traditional image of a cutthroat, profit-driven executive. Mito's profile suggests you can be both ambitious and ethical-driven and compassionate.
And before we move on, there's one more detail in his About section that I think deserves attention. He mentions being board governance certified.
Ah, that's right. Now, for our listener, board governance refers to the framework and principles that guide the decisions and actions of a company's board of directors. So why would someone like Mito, who's already operating at a high level, pursue this kind of certification?
It could indicate that he's not content with just being a CMO or even a CEO. Perhaps he sees himself eventually moving into a more strategic role, influencing decisions at the highest levels of an organization.
So it's not just about climbing the corporate ladder.
Right.
It's about expanding his influence and shaping the future of entire companies. Maybe even entire industries.
That's certainly a possibility. And when you consider his interest in emerging technologies and his commitment to social impact, it paints a fascinating picture of a leader who's thinking about the long game, about how business can be a force for positive change in the world.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, from dairy companies to space elevators to the metaverse.
It's been quite a journey.
But there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to examine.
Oh.
Mito's recommendation section. This is where we get insights not just from Maido himself,
Right.
but from the people he's worked with. These recommendations aren't just generic praise.
No, they're not.
They offer concrete examples of how Maido operates in the real world.
Exactly. One recommendation describes him as a visionary leader who empowers his team to think outside the box.
It's one thing to have a bunch of certifications and impressive job titles,
Yeah.
but it's another to actually live up to those expectations.
Right.
These recommendations suggest that Maido is the real deal,
Definitely.
that he's actually making a difference in the companies he works with.
And what's particularly striking is the recurring emphasis on his collaborative approach.
That's a key insight for anyone aspiring to a leadership role.
Absolutely.
It's not just about giving orders.
No, it's not.
It's about creating a culture where people can thrive.
Right, where everyone feels valued and empowered to contribute their best ideas.
It reminds us that leadership is as much about emotional intelligence as it is about technical expertise.
Absolutely.
The ability to connect with people, build trust, and inspire them to achieve shared goals is what truly sets great leaders apart.
Agreed.
So, looking back at Maido's entire profile, what's the big takeaway for our listeners? What can we learn from his journey, whether we're in business tech or any other field?
I think the key takeaway is the importance of embracing a growth mindset.
Yeah.
Maido's profile demonstrates that success isn't just about what you know.
Right.
It's about your willingness to continuously learn, adapt, and expand your horizons.
He's not afraid to dive into new industries, master emerging technologies, and connect with people from all walks of life. He's constantly pushing himself outside of his comfort zone.
It seems to be a big part of what's propelled him to such a high level of success.
And let's not forget the importance of purpose. Maido's commitment to social impact shows us that we can achieve great things while also making a positive difference in the world.
Definitely. It's not just about climbing the ladder.
Right.
It's about using our skills and influence to create a better future.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
we want to leave you with a challenge. Take a look at your own journey,
All right.
your own career aspirations. What are you doing to cultivate a growth mindset?
Are you embracing new challenges, expanding your network, and pursuing your passions with purpose?
We love to hear your thoughts. Share your takeaways in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. Because ultimately, this deep dive wasn't just about analyzing one person's LinkedIn profile. It was about inspiring you to unlock your own potential and create your own unique path to success. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.